was just checking the Golden City crash standings and we've got some serious improvement opportunities. I was just checking the Golden City crash standings and we've got some serious improvement opportunities. Have you tried drifting into traffic yet? This is Crash FM. Alright, the shopping district under the monorail is takedown heaven for all you burners racing here in Golden City. The busy streets and the hugely mobile support pillars will make life tough for all but the very determined racers. Get down there and check it out and make sure you stay right here on Crash FM. Okay, the road rage competition is both against the clock and against your car. How many targets can you eliminate in the time provided? More importantly, can your car survive? It's all about speed and controlled aggression. Get to it. All right, takedown transmission coming at you. Listen up. The amount of transport that is loaded and unloaded by those tankers down at dockside is staggering. Roll on, roll off. It makes economic sense. Hey, here's a little twist to the rules. Whoever's last across the finish line on each lap, well, you're eliminated. Can you see where the name comes from? FM. So today's route takes us down to the docks, along Finley, to the ferry terminal, and the exit return, and tons of takedown opportunities, including the dockyard gates. Hey, just trying to help you out. still listening? That's right, to Crash FM. And if you're just coming in from the Airport Expressway, where have you been? The Burnout action is hot today, and man, have you been missing out. Striker, I'll bring my mom, my dad, my criminal brother, and all the rock and roll. The commercial district, just the ticket for picking up some spare parts. You're going to need them out here, judging by the state of the vehicle that just finished the last race. Keep it right here. It's Crash FM. All right, listen up. 6 racers are required ASAP for a low-down, dirty fight to the finish line. Any takers? The tourists are out in full force today, which means only one thing. takedown opportunities at the Coach Park. Get ready to stack some buses. Catch all your circuit updates here on Crash FM. Alright, because I'm kind of in the know, I just heard we've opened up some new events in our Asia series. Check out Crash Nav for the latest details. I am Stryker. I told you I know what's going down on Crash FM. Alright, this is Crash FM, and much of today's route is along Finley Road and through the docks. Keep eyes open for the heavy rigs hauling ass through the area, especially if you're looking for some impromptu takedown action. Make sure you stay with Crash FM for all your news. So, do you know why that golden Buddha sits cross-legged? So he could achieve a perfect lap, dummy. Burn on. The Eliminator race is real simple. If you're last across the line on each lap, you're out. Any questions? On. This is Eliminator. It's Wild Wild West racing. It's about being the last man standing. Get to it. FM, the beaches, the bazaars, the sights, and the smells. What better place than this island paradise to tear up the track and go racing? For all your racing... listening to Crash FM, and the king said, "What shall my son see to make him retire from the world?" The Buddha replied, "4 signs." "What for?" the king asked. Buddha said, "A slam, a shunt, a grind, and a takedown." For all your racing info, stay with Crash FM. I know, I'm hooking you up with the best Crash music. I'm Stryker, I'm the one playing it for you, I dig it. We're also in maybe the greatest part of the world. Burnout comes to Asia. And seriously, this place rocks. I would be Stryker. Back on, it's Crash FM. We are doing some heavy work in the docks now. I just caught 4 burners squeezing into a 2-car gap down at Science Shipyard. Awesome stuff. Roads with stacks of construction, because we love carnage and we love